Hey everyone, this is a little different video from my normal stuff, but I wanted to get it out. Oblitus Casa released very recently and had an interesting launch. Bugs galore, spaghetti code tangling everything up, and unexplained mechanics that frustrated players to no end.
What?! I had no time, I had no chance!
I'm by far not good at Oblitus Casa. I've yet to even beat Night 5. However, I did jump ahead to try the new Creepypasta challenges, a collection of 4 separate minigames each based around some of the more notorious creepers, namely Jeff the Killer, Slenderman, Smile Dog, and Eyeless Jack. Completing these minigames will unlock you a special custom night character. Each of the minigames themselves are cool in concept, but if I'm honest, terribly executed. You're dropped in with basically zero information except for one grammatically broken sentence at the start, and some vague text when you actually get into the level. After spending hours testing their AI, seeing what happens when I do this or that, and just overall different strategies, I've cobbled together a short guide for all 4 of these beastly boys, and how you can beat them easy peasy to unlock all the characters for your custom night. Jeff is probably the closest thing you'll get to a normal FNAF night. You'll start in the post-mortem office, which is another insane Oblitus mechanic I don't even want to get into, but this is where you're situated. The objective of this night is simple: reactivate all the cameras one by double-clicking on each one. They take around 15 seconds to boot up each, and will pause if something gets in your office. That something being Jeff. Looking around your office, you'll see 2 hallways, each with their own light on the ceiling. Clicking on the hallways lights them up, but does drain your battery in the top right corner. This is very important. Even though it's not a guaranteed death if you run out, it makes your life way harder. The final general mechanic is falling asleep, which is your ticking time bomb of sorts. If you take too long booting up the cams, you hit the hay and Jeff will waltz on into your office and game end you. Alright. Okay. Now that you're properly acquainted with your surroundings, let's get you familiar with the star of the show, Jeff the Killer. Jeff's AI is extremely aggressive and doesn't pull any punches. You'll get a bit of leniency at the start, but as you get more cameras booted up, he gets way more aggressive. Fending him off though is rather simple. He will appear at either the left or right hallway. When you see him, left click and hold the hallway to make him disappear. He does appear on active cameras, but it doesn't really mean anything, so don't even worry about it. As of update 1.0.1, Jeff's visuals in the right hallway are actually bugged, and he doesn't visibly appear. However, that's not a huge issue, as there is a sound cue when you see them in the left or right hallway. If you hear that sound on the right hall, he's there. So just hold the light till it automatically turns off, and that's when he's gone. If you're unfortunate enough to have him sneak into your room, don't move your mouse at all. He'll sit in front of you for a random duration of time. From what I found, it's about 5 seconds to 30 seconds, and he'll leave eventually. When he does show up, it will pause any cams actively being booted up. So once he leaves, quickly switch to your cams and double click on whatever one you're booting up again to start it back up. You won't lose any progress, but it just takes ages. Now onto the big strategy. You're going to want to ignore the right hall for most of the night. Just periodically click on the left one to catch him there. Using both lights for the entire night will absolutely decimate your power, and you need a lot for the final few cameras. Ignoring the right hall does seem dangerous, as he could just run in at any moment, but that's where your mouse control comes into play. You're going to want to keep your mouse as still as possible as much as you can. Only move it when you absolutely have to, such as booting up a new camera. The only place you need to leave your mouse is on the left door, so you can check the light without risking moving your mouse and him walking in at the most unoptimal time. We'll try to figure this out. Okay. Finally, once you're down to about 2 to 3 cameras, you'll be sitting comfy at around 75% or more power. This is when you want to start using the right hall light and actually fending him off from both sides, as he will be in a hallway every 2-ish seconds. Fend him off as you did with the left hall and finish the cameras up. The reason you don't want to let him in for these final cameras is the amount of times he'll sneak in will delay your cameras so much you might actually fall asleep and lose that way, and you don't want that. So keep him out of your office as much as you can. This does not guarantee he won't get in. He may sneak in just by being way too fast, but it does prevent him majority of the time. Jeff's level overall is an absolute marathon, and does require some RNG luck. However, with good mouse control and battery usage, his level is a walk in the park. Slenderman is a very simple case. His level requires you to move around a 7x7 tunnels maze and find You guessed it, 8 pages. Wow. At the start of the level, Slendy won't be a threat, and you'll have free reign of the entire map. Use right click to turn on your flashlight so you can see around you. You then want to make your way to the northeast corner. You can find that corner by using the compass at the top right. Once you arrive, do a quick spin around your room with the flashlight to check for the first page. The pages will always appear on one of the 4 corners. If you see it, grab it with a left click and continue to the next room. Every time you enter a new room, do a quick spin to check all 4 corners of the room for pages. Now for the actual rooms you need to go to, you want to follow this map right here. This allows you to cover all 49 rooms without getting lost or backtracking a single time. Now for Slendy. Like I previously mentioned, he's not a threat at 0 pages, but every page you collect will ramp his AI up. Once you've collected the first page, he has a chance to appear in the room you're in. Now, as obvious as it may be, don't run into him. That's just instant death. Well, that's a... Oh. I just walked right into him. I just gave him a big ol' hug. Also, don't stare at him. He don't like that. What you want to do is, while following the said path, if he's in your room, just ignore him, spin around the room quickly looking for pages, and move on. However, if he does end up right in your way, go back to the previous room, then return to the one you were just in. 9 out of 10 times he'll disappear and you can just continue forward. There's a small chance he'll kind of be ping-ponging you back between rooms by being in front of you. Just wait it out, go back and forth, make sure you don't look at him too long. You'll be fine eventually. As you collect more and more pages, he'll appear more and more often, being a constant problem. But just be vigilant to not look at him too long and not just accidentally click right into him and die. Once you've clicked all 8 pages, it's GG. Smile Dog is easily the simplest level of them all, as it places you right in the normal office space of the base game. Essentially what you need to do is erase this lovely piece of artwork. Cruel monster. Sounds simple enough, right? Wrong. Unlike the normal nights where spaz erasing makes it go quicker, if you try that here, you're in for a long haul. So it's... What you want to do instead is a nice, even strokes across the entire page. It erases it much quicker. So erasing it is easy enough. What's the catch? The catch is Dog. Dog doesn't like you erasing its craftsmanship very much, and is gonna try and stop you. As you erase the art, if you see it begin to reform, quickly switch to your cameras and run through all of them to find Dog. When you see Dog, flash him with your light at the top right, then return to erasing. There is a rare chance that Dog won't actually appear on the cameras. He'll be in the attic. Thank God this is a rare case because it wastes so much time. You'll need to go up to the attic and hold the lighter in his face for around 3 seconds. When you get back, the drawing will probably be almost fully restored, which sucks, but you can't really do much about it. It's RNG. However, if you're quick enough with erasing, you'll only encounter Dog like 2 to 3 times. It makes it an absolute breeze of a night. Oh boy, here we go. This one's a doozy. Eyeless Jack has you in the same tunnels that we met our favorite pasty canvas boy before, but it's a lot darker. How Jack works is instead of hunting you down, you're hunting him. Right-clicking will cause a camera flash, so you can momentarily see where you are, but that doesn't really matter that much as it's just the same room over and over. The win condition is simple. Take 5 pictures of Jack. To do that, you need to catch him in the same room as you, which is a lot harder than it sounds. The audio in this level is lackluster at best, and it makes it a bit of a guessing game where he's actually gonna be. Oh, I'm doing circles! I'm doing circles! Flashing your camera will scare him off his current path, so you only want to flash it when you're almost certain he's in the room with you or in an adjacent hallway. Sound overall is key for this level. Keep an open ear for Jack's footsteps as each type has completely different meanings. Quick disclaimer here, I am not 100% certain on the exact meanings of these sounds, but from my many attempts with this level, I've got a decent idea. However, if you do notice I got something wrong, feel free to tell me in the comments, I'll look at all of them. Distant steps. These are very quiet, which means he's quite far from you, so feel free to sprint a few rooms towards him without risk of missing him. Somewhat heavy steps. This means he's within 3-ish rooms of you. Make sure to not move without hearing his footsteps first to ensure you don't go the wrong way and lose him. Echoey heavy step. He is very close to you, and you need to pick your path wisely. Jack does a lot of turning, but if you're directly behind him, I've noticed he tends to run in a very straight line for quite a while. Random behind step. If you've been on his tail, you may hear a random distant footstep behind you, or a bit to the left or right. Quickly flick to whatever direction it came from and snap a pic. He's probably right there. No footsteps. If you've been hearing loud footsteps and suddenly nothing for 2 to 3 seconds, quickly snap a pic forward, then spin around and get one behind you. He's in the room with you, breathing down your neck. It's a bit of a jump scare, so be warned. However, once you got the pic, he'll run off somewhere and you keep the chase going. However, once he's in the room with you, don't take too long to snap a picture. He can still kill you. If he's in an adjacent hallway, he'll more likely just run off. However, if he's right behind you, he'll just game end you right there. So stay vigilant about his footsteps and where they are, and if they stop.
Moriarty, hello?
What? The best way to check is by counting to 2.5 seconds-ish every time you hear footsteps. If you hear nothing, start snapping pictures. He may not be there, but it's better safe than sorry. Overall, while chasing Jack, you don't want to take generally too long. If you spend too much time running after Jack, you'll become very sleepy and pass out, which then immediately results in your death, which is not beneficial to your health.
Where are you, Jack? Jack! No, don't kill me, Jack!
Take me, Jack. Take me. There you go. Hey, buddy. Okay. Now, when it comes down to actually tracking which way Jack is going, it's wonky at best. You really gotta trust your gut with where you think he is, because trying to logic it out doesn't work. Sometimes an audio sounds like he's gone to the left or right, but he's actually gone forward, and it's just like one room off to the left. So trust your instincts, and you'll usually find him within 5 to 15 rooms. Once you've nabbed 5 pictures of Jackaboy, you're done. Hope this guide helped anyone struggling with these minigames. This is a more one-off type of video and not something I'll do very much, at all. I was just braining with these minigames and wanted to share the knowledge I've developed. Alright, that's it. See ya.